All right, let's deal onto the show. The 2003 World Series of Poker main event champion, Chris Moneymaker. Chris, welcome to Chicago Tribune Live.
Thanks for having me on.
Hey, and tell us how the casual poker player can get a seat at the 2007 World Series of Poker main event.
Well, the easiest way to do it is to go to worldseriesofpoker.com and you can register to win a seat to the main event. They're giving away a free seat. You don't have to play anybody. You just go register and you win a drawing, and all of a sudden you're there with 10,000 chips and ready to play, and you might walk away with anywhere between $10 to $15 million.
You know, Chris, you did a great job, man. Congratulations. You're the guy that really put the World Series of Poker on the map, because it gave the everyday type of guy the dream of maybe doing what you did.
Yeah, you know, anybody can win a tournament. And that, you know, when I won that tournament, it gave everybody hope. And, you know, we went from 839 people when I won to now we're over 8,000 people, and it's just insane. And, you know, it's great for the game. And, you know, being out in Vegas and playing this time of year is really, there's nothing compares to it. This is when most of the pros make all their money for their whole year.
Whole thing with a $39 investment, right?
Yeah, I played online on PokerStars and it cost me 39 bucks, and actually I tried to get out of it. I wanted to take $8,000 in cash the next tournament I played in and not take the World Series seat. And I wouldn't be sitting here today, obviously, if they would have let me take in that fourth place and $8,000 and the other three guys wanted the seat. But everybody wanted the cash at the table, so no one could agree, and so we played for the seat. And, you know, I tried to get fourth place for a while, and then finally I decided to go ahead and get the seat.
Hey, Chris, Dave Van Dyke from the Tribune. Some of the young guys that are getting in it now, we've got a lot of college guys who've either dropped out or, you know, waiting to get their doctorate or whatever. Are they any better? Do they have a different way of thinking than some of the old-timers do?
No, I mean, the difference between them and the old-timers is they really don't know the value of money yet. And they come in and they throw their money around wildly, which makes a great poker player a lot of times. I mean, to be a great poker player, you have to be willing to gamble. You have to be willing to go broke. And these young guys are willing to do that. They're 21 years old, and they do have some skill. And you know, there's so many resources out there to learn the game that you can learn the game rather quickly. And they come in with no holds barred. They're ready to gamble and they're ready to put their money in, and that's scary. I mean, when I play a player like that, you know, it scares me. I'd rather play a passive guy and I can run over him. Where these young guys, it's tough to do.
Chris, I think Stu Unger was the greatest ever, but he didn't play against these type of numbers. You're talking 8,000 guys. I mean, back in the day, it wasn't like that. But I would just like to say that if one of these amateurs, and I call them amateurs, played against, and this happens probably in the other satellite games, a Johnny Chan, a Doyle Brunson, guys like that, if there's one amateur playing against those guys, how much of a chance do they really have?
You know, in a tournament, anybody has a chance. But when the good thing about the World Series, and where I make most of my money, and most of the other pros, all the pros make their money, is in the side games. I mean, these amateurs come out there and they play in the World Series, and then when they bust, or play in these other satellite games, when they bust, they go play in the cash games. And generally, over the long haul, they have no chance. I mean, they're going to end up going broke, and that's just a fact. It might take us a while, but we'll get it in the end. Chris,
the name Moneymaker, your real last name, right?
That is my real last name. Probably the most common question I get asked.
You know, I had a feeling too, though, because of your background in accounting, you got a master's degree in accounting. Got to believe that that helps you a little bit in understanding the game of poker.
Oh, definitely. You know, poker is a lot of reading people. It's also a lot of mathematics, and the mathematical side comes pretty naturally to me. I really don't think about it much at the table, where you see some people having to struggle with it, you know, calculating your odds and calculating pot odds. You know, there's so much that go into it that it's almost impossible to explain to some people. But it's very mathematical and very intuitive in trying to figure out what your opponent has.
Chris, as always, thanks very much. We greatly appreciate it. Good luck this time around, okay?
Hey, I appreciate it.
All right, we'll be back with more Chicago Tribune Live after this quick timeout.